Can I start this thing? Now we started.
All right,
Now
man.
it's
Happy
official.
Halloween, guys.
Happy Halloween. Welcome to our Halloween spooktacular, where I was told to dress in a half costume.
I do not approve of the term spooktacular. I find it kind of hacky, and I think that we could do better.
You can suck it. It's a good term.
How about Halloween day? Halloween.
All right, so forget him. We're doing a mystery horror film. Horror seems loose for this movie, but we watched Child's Play.
Mystery? Is it like? I mean, it's kind of mysterious, but like, what is the main mystery?
Did I say mystery?
You definitely said mystery.
I thought I said horror.
I said
horror movie.
You said mystery horror film. I mean, we could take
Dude,
that
I don't
and
even
rewind it
remember.
back.
I don't even remember saying that. Words just came out of me.
It's more of a comedy horror film.
It's yeah, for sure.
So we did Child's Play.
Yeah, we did Child's Play, which for those of you who, like me, have no idea what that is until I saw it. It's the Chucky movie. Everyone knows who Chucky is. I didn't know that the Chucky movie was called Child's Play.
Did you know that what did you know about Chucky before?
I knew he was a doll. I knew he was evil. Knew he stabbed people.
That's it.
I knew he had that accent.
Accent?
He's got like a weird. I'm gonna kill you. It's kind of an accent. It's like he lives in a city. You can tell he's like a city boy.
What?
You can tell.
Really? He's a city boy?
Yeah. He grew up on the mean streets of Chicago, or lives on the mean streets of Chicago. You can tell.
All right.
We did Child's Play.
Yeah, we did Child's Play.
All right, I got deets for you. So Child's Play, 1988, directed by dude. Do you know the director's name of this movie?
Tom Holland.
Not Spider-Man though. A different Tom Holland.
Did that freak you out when you saw that on
Yes.
the credits?
No, I didn't even see. I didn't pay attention to the credits. I went and when I made my notes, I went and looked at the director, Tom Holland, and I was like, huh? Anyway,
I noticed it on the credits. So I've seen this movie dozens of times.
that's a lot. That's too much.
Yeah, it's like this is like one of my dad's favorite series. Like he loves like shit like this, like
Comedy horror.
Yeah, like genre shit.
Okay.
Like Child's Play, Leprechaun, fucking Freddy Krueger stuff. Yeah, he finds it really funny. I like these movies too. I think I had the most nostalgic connection to Bride of Chucky, but like this was the first time that I've seen Child's Play, the very first one.
Oh, you've never seen Child's Play?
No, I know I've seen it. But it's been a long time since I've seen it.
Okay, gotcha. So Tom Holland, the only other thing that I really saw that had any notoriety was Fright Night.
Yeah,
he wrote and
the
directed,
original Fright Night.
He wrote and directed the original Fright Night. Yeah. I've got 3 writers on the crew here. Tom Holland himself wrote and directed. Dude named Don Mancini, who wrote Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky. And John Lafia, who directed Child's Play 2 and was one of the writers on the original Child's Play. That was kind of interesting. For those of you who still don't have a total grasp on what the movie is, the synopsis reads, a single mother gives her son a much sought-after doll for his birthday, only to discover that it is possessed by the soul of a serial killer. Ooh, spooky. Cast? No one's super famous, but your leads are Catherine Hicks as Karen Barkley, the mom. She was in Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home and Seventh Heaven.
Yeah.
Fun.
You might also know her from Child's Play.
We're talking about yeah. Chris Sarandon as Mike Norris.
Mm-hmm.
Not Mike Morris. Shout out, Mike Norris.
Love you.
He was in Fright Night, the movie aforementioned, Dog Day Afternoon, and The Princess Bride. Fun. Brad Dourif, who plays Chucky, and his human form, Charles Lee Ray. Also in some cool movies, Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, played Wormtongue, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and Alien Resurrection.
He's also the
and
voice actor for Chucky,
that's
right?
why I said Chucky.
Yeah, but you said like the human version of
I said Chucky and the human version.
Oh, okay.
But he has like a ton of credits. This dude.
Yeah, he has 167 credits.
Wow, and he's come back and played Chucky in every movie.
I legit think that he's the best part of the movie, but you can continue.
I got one more. I've got Alex Vincent as Andy Barkley, who Child's Play 1, 2, 3, and came back for Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky.
Okay, I didn't see those two.
Yeah, he comes. I think it was Cult of Chucky. He's literally in a post-credit scene.
I'm gonna bring up one more. Who's
do it?
Yeah, Dina Manoff.
Is that
Dina
the
Manoff?
aunt, whatever?
Yeah, she's like the aunt, the best friend of the
victim?
mom. Yeah, she's the first person that you actually see dying at Chucky's hand. And she played Marty in Grease. I don't know if you know how well you know Grease.
Yeah.
But like the entire time I was like, who is this?
She's a super 80s character.
Yeah, well, like the specific actress, I was like, she looks so familiar. And I was like, is that the girl from Ghostbusters?
Nah.
That like
Wrong
has
G
the
movie.
Huh?
Wrong G movie.
Yeah.
You were close.
Yep. It was Grease.
So
How'd you feel about it, dude?
it was fine. So here's. I realized like halfway through watching it that I cannot think about Chucky Child's Play. I can't even think of the right title of the movie. I can't think of it right because I already knew what it was. Going into the movie, I already knew that it was like a possessed doll that fucked with people. So I couldn't approach it being surprised. Like the first scene with what's her name from Grease, that scene for people who had never heard of that movie was probably really scary for people.
Right.
I was like, it's just Chucky. Like I already know that it's Chucky.
Right.
The one thing I will say that was unexpected and that I actually really liked was the voodoo magic.
You like the voodoo shit? I really enjoy the voodoo shit.
I was like, that's the origin of Chucky? Because I didn't know how Chucky became Chucky.
Right.
I was like, that's the origin of Chucky? That's insane.
So you see in the beginning, Brad...
He gets Barry Allen struck by lightning.
Yeah, exactly. But fucking Brad Dourif's character, Charles Lee Ray, who's supposed to be like a serial killer.
He's the something strangler. There's a news clipping where they call him the something strangler, like the Scranton Strangler, and I was like, that's funny.
No, but the very first scene where you see him like doing the voodoo in order to like sink he's like running away from cops and he got shot or something.
He got shot.
And he's in the middle of a toy store and he has to sync up his soul so that it leaves his body and goes into a good guy's doll, who is named Chucky, but he calls himself Chucky.
Yeah.
That all like the voodoo shit, I feel like it's only like an example of how fucking good Brad Dourif's fucking voice acting and shit was. I love that dude's voice. Like all of that voodoo, like the mix of the dialogue.
Yeah, he's really good.
As well as his voice and stuff, because it's very menacing.
Yeah, he has a very scary voice.
But
also his voice as Chucky is I was never scared during this movie. Nothing ever scared me.
Okay.
I laughed way more than anything else because stuff is just ridiculous.
So I'll say this.
But I will say that the effects for Chucky are great. They look great.
The animatronics and
yeah,
stuff?
It looks great.
They're like,
the practical effects are really good.
That they hold up a lot better than I thought they would. I thought that I was gonna be like, oh, it's gonna.
Expressions are scary. He's he looks menacing when he changes.
So I would say Child's Play is more creepy than it is scary, and it's just as silly as it is creepy.
I think it's more silly than anything.
Yeah.
I basically thought it was a comedy while I was watching it.
Yeah, it's not really.
But like I said before, I knew what I was getting into.
True.
So I think that affects the perception of what I'm watching.
But you can tell that there isn't a lot of laziness, especially like with the practical effects and stuff like that. Like
no, they put in a lot.
They
of effort.
explode a house.
Yeah, they put
in
a lot
a real
of effort on the
explosion.
effects. I think part of the reason I don't think it's scary is that I just don't think the idea of Chucky is scary.
And that's fine.
It
might not be for you.
His power set is a little confusing. I think from what I can tell, he keeps his grown man strength as a doll, and that's basically it. Because a lot of the time,
I feel like that's more headcanon than anything.
Well,
because,
I mean, he's strong enough to like knock people over while they're holding him.
I think that's just fucking B-movie silliness, dude.
Because obviously the whole time I'm like thinking about if a doll came to life, what would I do to it?
Yeah.
And I was in my mind, I'm like, I could easily overpower that doll. It's a doll.
Right.
Why is he a threat to these people? He's a threat to everyone.
And I think that you kind of see a lot of the things that they were trying to do with the writing, as far as the kill scenes. Like they were trying to come up with ways for Chucky to kill normal sized people and not have it seem too ridiculous.
Yeah, he sneaks up on Grease Lady, hits her with the hammer, she falls out the window. He explodes the house with the oven, which was, I thought that scene was cool.
It's like they tried to make his mind more powerful than anything that he could do as like physically. Yeah. He was not like physically overpowering.
Exactly. Yeah. The cop's car flipped, so he couldn't defend himself really well. He just had the gun. Yeah. There was a lot of things where something would be presented, and I would think, this seems stupid.
Right.
How are they going to get me to buy into this? And then they would get me to buy into it.
Right.
I thought that was actually really well done, which I think a lot of horror movies don't pull off. It's weird because I actually think in a lot of horror stuff, creepy dolls will creep me out. But I always thought Chucky was like some kind of demon or something. He's just a dude. When I found he was just a dude, I was like, oh, he's not scary.
Oh, really? So it has to be something like paranormal?
That makes it more scary to me. The fact that he's just a dude who's been weakened because now he's in the body of a doll.
Well, but I feel like that makes him more compelling, like more interesting.
He's certainly more interesting. He's a doll. It's weird.
Well, like
I really like the relationship in the beginning of the movie with the kid, that he's working through the kid.
Yes.
I think that's cool.
I think so. There was a couple really creepy scenes that I liked. The second most creepy was when the mom is like she's like brushing her teeth or something like that, and she hears the son like sort of talking to the doll.
Yeah, she goes to his room and she's like, "Who are you talking to?"
Yeah,
and he says, "Chuck."
And like it just makes you, the idea of it is more scary than what's actually being shown, because you're like, this fucking serial killer is talking to this kid through this doll, which is a really scary idea. The number one, I think, scariest thing in this movie, which I forgot how fucking terrifying this scene was.
I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
Okay. I would hope so. But the fucking battery scene, I liked that fucking scene, dude.
Okay.
When she discovers, like, when the batteries actually fall out of the box.
Here's what I'll tell you
that
about that
device.
scene. I think I agree with you. It's a good scene. My problem with that scene is this. In the scene where she opens the good guy box and pulls out the doll for the first time, and the doll talks, you want to know the first thing I said was?
What?
They didn't put batteries in it.
Oh, really?
I was like, where's the batteries, lady? How do you trust a doll that just automatically starts talking to you?
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought of. So when that scene came up later, I was like...
But she also bought it off though, it was already opened.
Yeah. And it's like the 80s, so I don't know if they like
prepackaged
knew how those kind of toys worked yet. So it's like when... your grandparents get an electronic, like a cell phone. They don't know how it works. I don't know if in the 80s they were like, this is like a new technology.
Right.
Whereas now I'm like, you gotta put toys in that, or batteries in that toy. But you're right, yeah, it was pretty open. But literally that's the first thing I thought. I was like, you gotta put batteries in that thing. And then that didn't bother me. When the battery scene happened later, I was like, yeah, there you go. See, you need to look for the batteries.
I literally didn't even think about the batteries and stuff.
But I do think it's a good scene. Yeah. It's a good reveal.
But like you see the batteries and fucking fall out.
And he's in the back of the shot, and it's like you're waiting for him to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool.
And so one thing that really pisses me off a lot about horror movies is that like they just don't make any logical sense.
Yeah.
Like a majority of people when they watch a horror movie is like, why the fuck are you doing that?
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you walking towards that creepy door?
Yeah.
You know? Now there's a part where it's really good, and like even though she's putting herself in more danger, it still makes sense, and then it breaks it.
Then
they
she
sort of jump the shark
and then danger constantly.
Yeah. So like when she sees the batteries come out of the box, right? She walks to the doll and checks Chucky to see if there's already batteries in it, which is actually it's very logical.
Yeah, no,
you'd be like, oh, like obviously there's batteries in this, even though she's like still creeped out. She's like, I'm gonna check to see if there's batteries in it. There's batteries in it, then there's no big deal. Checks.
Then the head flips backwards.
The fucking okay, so she flips it over, looks at the back, opens up the little battery door, and sees that there's no batteries, and then Chucky's head fucking 180s and yell and fucking, "Hi, I'm Chucky."
He reads the kid line. He doesn't actually talk as himself.
Right. Yeah. He says, "Hi, I'm Chucky," and then fucking she drops it, and then it slips underneath the couch.
Yeah.
Right. Then
Which was suspenseful.
Then that's when they break it. That's when they.
Because
What you should do is leave the apartment
Yeah,
immediately, right?
Get
Get the fuck out of there.
Miss me with that.
Right? And what does she do?
She slowly starts poking it under the couch.
She pokes it, prods it, fucking picks it up, starts yelling at it, cursing at it.
She loves to say.
Walks over to the fire.
She loves to say, "Talk to me, damn it!"
Walks over to the fire and is cursing at it. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. And then Chucky goes, "All right, you little slut."
Yeah. Now, in the movie's defense, to play devil's advocate,
Yeah.
they do try to give her the motivation of her son has been taken from her.
Right.
So that's kind of why she's panicking, because she's realizing that her son wasn't making it all up.
Right.
Or at that point, maybe wasn't making it up, and then she finds out. Mm-hmm. I will tell you what I thought the creepiest scene in the whole movie was. In the scene you were talking about earlier, when the lady from Greece is babysitting, and she starts getting because he comes out and turns the TV on, and she thinks it's the kid. They love doing this POV shot where you are Chucky.
Yeah.
They love doing that shot.
Yeah.
They do that for a little bit, and then they show him pull the chair really slowly. There's a very quick shot where he runs. You see him run behind her, and then she turns and misses him. That I thought was the scariest shot in the whole movie. Just the little dude running really fast,
like down the hallway.
I was like, that's scary.
I thought that was silly.
No, if I saw that in real life, I would freak out.
Because he doesn't even
He's got wild hair.
He's
got that dumb outfit.
He doesn't even run normally. He's like waddling.
He's fast though. He's fast.
True.
He's fast.
He's got wheels.
It's like the difference between a slow zombie and a fast zombie. That doll can move.
Yeah, the doll can move. Mm-hmm. It's like a little ginger Maurice Jones-Drew.
Pocket Hercules. You like the kid?
I like the kid's acting a lot.
Listen, I know you're going to be on a mission for the rest of the eternity of this show.
He's
to find
by far way better than
Jacob Tremblay, and you're wrong. I knew you were going to say it, and you're wrong. He's not better. You can't even joke about it. He's not. Tremblay Nation.
I mean, he's really good.
No, he's good. Yeah, and I think they do a good job of.
But it's unfair to compare them. I mean, because one is the greatest child actor of all time, and the other one is Jacob Tremblay.
This guy. You're wrong. Although props to that dude. He's made a life out of just being the kid from Chucky.
Yeah.
That's just his thing. Good for you, dude. Yeah, I thought the kid was good. Mm-hmm. I like the scene where he go to what I can only assume is the south side of Chicago, where the crime-riddled streets that he shows up in. And then he just puts Chucky on a chair. So he just goes, peace. I'm like, what the? This kid's crazy.
Yeah, that was a clear, just plot device.
Yeah,
in order to separate
Chucky to the dude he wanted to kill.
Yeah.
Which was that established at all?
What?
That he needed to kill that, or wanted to go kill that random dude that we had never seen before?
Yeah. So at the beginning,
did he say something while the cop was chasing him in the beginning?
Yeah, he said something like, "I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna kill this person too." Whatever his name was, Eddie Caputo or whatever.
I think it was Caputo. The goofball mustachioed cop, the sidekick.
Yeah,
I thought for sure that dude was gonna get murdered.
Yeah,
from the moment I saw him.
He was a very murderable.
That dude showed up and he was like, "I'm on the crime scene," and I was like, "That dude's gonna get killed by a doll."
Yeah, he was a goober,
and he didn't. He didn't get killed.
Zero payoff.
No,
kill that dude.
They almost got him. He started choking and they didn't get him though.
Yeah, pros for this movie. I really like Brad Dourif's voice acting. Mm-hmm. I like all of the demonic voodoo shit. I thought that was really fun.
That was
something that
it was so unexpected, and it actually did a really good job of. If when you buy into it, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but okay, so the demonic shit and Brad Dourif's voice sync so well together because the dialogue itself, it
you mean the weird chant?
Yes.
Okay.
The ade due dem dua, give me the power I beg of you.
The only thing was weird is how come he switches to English?
I just find it cool.
I know he switches to English for the sake of the audience, but in terms of whoever wrote that spell, why'd you switch it to English, dog?
I don't know.
Then they whip out a voodoo doll, and that works too.
Do you know voodoo?
Voodoo is straight up real.
Do you know how voodoo works?
Yeah, there's dolls. You break dudes' legs with them, just like in this movie.
You don't know how voodoo works.
You stab the doll.
Bitch, you don't know how voodoo works.
Do you?
If I ever ask you, do you know how voodoo works? And you don't say anything other than no, I know you full of shit, dog.
I know how the
I'm
idea
about
of
I'm
voodoo
about
works.
67% sure there is zero voodoo in Catholicism. Make it 65. 65%.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think there's any voodoo there. I don't think so.
No, but one thing that really pisses me off about certain movies is, say, if there's a prayer or any type of religious ceremony, and they use really fucking basic shit. Like when I saw The Nun recently.
Okay.
You're freaking me out with that, waving your Harry Potter wand around. But I saw the Nun recently, right? In the first 10 minutes, they show a nun like dropping to her knees and going to prayer, right?
Okay.
And what does she say? What is one prayer that you think that she might say?
Our Father.
Lord in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Yeah.
Thy kingdom. I was like,
But
man, say something cooler.
But
there's so much cool religious text out there. Fucking use something different.
But
I don't want to hear.
That's really realistic, though.
Is it?
Yeah, certainly.
You're just gonna
That a
say,
religious person in a moment of panic would start saying the Our
fuck
Father,
that,
the
dude.
most like
Show me
direct
cool shit.
and well-known prayer.
Don't just
Yeah,
do
for
something
sure.
realistic. Do something that's also cool. You know, like fucking, they're nuns, right? They study the Bible. Like, show me something that's cool.
They do
like,
two
I don't
things.
want to hear. I don't like. Sure, it's realistic, but just because it's realistic doesn't make it good writing to me.
I don't think there's anything wrong with doing the Our Father.
I don't mean in real life.
No,
if
no,
you want
I mean,
to practice your
it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with it.
it's done fucking ad nauseum. Like
okay.
there's how many football movies have you seen? Fucking they say that prayer.
Well, that's a thing.
It
In high
is. I
schools all over
understand that it's a
America.
thing, but just
Every
because
team does that before
just
a game.
because it's a thing doesn't make it good.
I don't agree with you on this.
No.
No, not at all. I don't agree with you one little bit on this at all. I think if you're trying to do a representation of a type of person,
We got into this argument with bullying and bullying scenes. they
so
annoy
you have a
the
problem.
fuck out of
You
me.
have a problem with when a bullying scene reaches physical altercation.
I have like it bothers me when you have a scene that is just that I've seen before. When you are just kind of to me it's phoning it in and it's lazy. To me, when you have a character that's like, oh, we have a nun and she's gonna say the Father's Prayer. We're gonna have exactly two bullies that approach a nerdy kid and pick on him, and they're going to be physically like.
It's when they physically start doing something that bothers you the most.
Well,
right?
it's no. What bothers me the most is the unoriginality of it.
So you just want bullies to be done in a new way.
I want them to be done, and I
Like
think
21 Jump Street.
I think it's more well. That kind of, but like there is so much verbal bullying that happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, and a lot of the times,
Verbal bullying happens, I would guess, more often.
to me, it's
than
the
physical.
unoriginality. Just because something is authentic, yeah, it happens in real life. Sure. Like, how many conversations have you, like small talk conversations, have you had with someone where you walk up and say, "Hey, how you doing?"
Well, yeah, that's like that's when you're getting into.
If
how,
you fucking start off your scene that way, it's
Yeah,
not
you're
good.
good
Just because it
because
happens in real life
yeah,
doesn't
'cause
make
a movie-
it good.
a
That is
movie's
garbage dialogue. Get it
erased
out of
reality.
there. Get it out of there. You fucking.
But
like,
I think
it doesn't
there's a-
have like it's not about being real. It's about being better
But I
than real.
think there's a huge difference between bad bullying scenes and a nun saying the Our Father, because the Our Father is a thing that exists. It's not something that you can change. Whereas in a bullying scene, you can be very creative with the way a bully bullies and what they say. Well, you don't have to do the super cheesy, "Oh, what are you doing, nerd?" And you know what I mean? Like you can
True.
change that.
True.
You can't just change
it's
the Our
it's an
Father.
already it's an already existing script.
Yeah.
But to me, that's still lazy.
I just disagree with you. Like,
Okay, that's fine. That's
yeah.
fine. You can
I'm not-
disagree
I'm
with
not
me.
saying that
it
you-
still annoys me.
I'm not saying that you can't have them say a different prayer. You can obviously do that. But like I think you're kind of thinking of cool scripture verses, and you don't just start kneeling and spouting scripture.
I
That would be
understand that.
weird.
I understand that. Like, but I just it's lame. It is lame to me, and I think that you can do that and still make it cool. Obviously, like make it so that it's realistic. to a sense.
Like if someone opened a Bible and started reading, they had like a marked page and started reading something cool.
Maybe, but like you're gonna say that like fucking nuns don't memorize scripture?
No, they certainly do. But I'm
other than Our Father.
I'm talking specifically about. I'm casting a spell. The situation in which you're describing, a nun in a moment of panic dropping to their knees and saying the Our Father is the most likely thing to happen.
Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll make a deal. You watch The Nun.
Nope.
And if you don't roll your eyes one time in that movie.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm already not gonna agree to this because I know I'm gonna do that. I don't even know the other half. I
really liked The Nun.
I don't even know the other half of your deal, and I'm not gonna agree to it.
No, that's fine.
Because I know I'm gonna fail on my half.
I really like The Nun, by the way.
We're not talking about The Nun.
We're talking about Child's Play.
Yeah.
But my original point was with this chanting that's happening in it's shit that you've never heard before.
Yeah, it's weird.
So specific to the Child's Play universe that they stuck with it throughout the entire franchise.
Oh, really?
He says the exact same chant
the same chant?
in every movie, which
cool.
is dope.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like that.
That's really cool.
And if I had to hear fucking the Father's Prayer like throughout an entire franchise of movies, I would stop watching the franchise of movies. It bothers me.
All right. Cool. You got any cons? You listed some pros. What are your cons?
I got one more pro. Actually,
okay.
I got a couple more pros.
Oh wow, so many pros.
Yeah, so much pros. So I really like the world building of like the specifically like the TV advertisements that they showed. The cartoon
that
TV show.
Horrible TV show that I would never watch because that's terrifying. Looking.
Yeah.
Kids that watch those kind of shows become murderers.
Yeah. But the cartoon that they showed, I was like, oh, that's really cool. I didn't remember that.
There's like a Good Guys jingle.
Yeah. There's a Good Guys jingle, and plus there's like a different TV show that's like Barney-esque.
He's a big,
and plus there
was
was
a dude in a suit, like a costume.
To a certain point, it's like sort of over the top, like because there's just Good Guys branding all over this house.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
And it's like
but
there was like
Good Guys.
Yeah, there was like Good Guys cereal and shit. But I was like, oh, this is like, but it's also a silly sort of movie. But it was like,
is that a real thing where kids put sugar in cereal?
Yes. Have you ever done that before?
No.
I used to do that at my grandma's house all the time because she always had that. Yeah.
It's probably so good.
Did you not? Have you never thought about that before? Yeah.
I put a lot of sugar in that cereal.
Yeah. I never did it with like already sugary cereal. It would always be with like
Cheerios
Raisin Bran or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But yeah, it was one thing that I always did at my grandma's house, like growing up, but I never did anywhere else. It was just like specific to that environment.
Yeah.
My other thing that I really liked, which I feel like it exists more in like more mainstream, like older movies than mainstream movies now, but like the feeling of pacing, like the commitment to being deliberate within a scene is a lot more rare nowadays than it was in older scenes. I'm not sure if that's intentional or if it was just like they didn't really understand that like if it's like the growth of the NBA, you know, more like offense. We're going to make it more fast or we're going to make it like more interesting,
more offense, more stuff.
Everything's going to be quicker. I don't know, but I find that really refreshing.
Yeah.
Like especially like within the battery scene, when they
let it sit.
The mother comes home, she like puts Chucky on the couch, and there's no music. She's literally just walking around the apartment, and then fucking like when it finally hits you, like when these batteries fall out of the box,
when the spook
like
hits.
that's when it's uber spooky.
And music plays too. There's like a weird dissonant chord that plays when the batteries fall out. Yeah, I agree with you about pacing. I think it's obviously not in everything in modern day stuff, but I do agree that in general things are just they throw more at you more quickly in modern stuff, especially in more big budget stuff.
Right. All right. As far as cons, do you have any more pros? No. All right. As far as cons, one thing that annoys me with older movies is ADR, or at least like noticeable.
I've told
ADR.
you this. This is why I have a hard time watching old movies.
Okay,
it drives me insane.
And a lot of people might not know what ADR is, so we'll like include the audience.
Yeah.
ADR is automated dialogue replacement or automatic dialogue replacement, but it's basically when an actor goes into a studio after the movie is already shot and they re-record their lines over the already existing video.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're basically just redoing their lines, but it's super noticeable, especially with older movies.
It's constant in older movies.
It's one thing that I really don't like about a lot of spaghetti westerns. It like pulls me out a lot of spaghetti westerns because they shoot MOS, might outsound without sound, while they're shooting it. So that like they go back in and then add in all the lines, and it really it's weird. Jarring. Yeah.
And I get that really bothers me. Technology's gotten better to be able to capture audio on site and everything, but it's just one of those things where I have a hard time going back and watching anything like before. I don't know, the early 2000s or the 90s maybe.
Right.
Anything before that, I have a hard time watching.
Right.
Because we've talked about how I have a hard time going back and watching like old classic movies.
Right.
Because I just that wall between the dialogue and the visuals, it just jars. Like you said, it jars me.
Apparently, like a lot of actors don't like it too because it's so tedious. But
I find voice acting alone is its own profession.
But I find it kind of interesting because there's certain actors that really like having ADR because they feel like their performance is still open after you're done shooting.
Well, I mean, I've seen the audio or the video of Hugh Jackman doing Wolverine ADR for the grunts and stuff, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
He's like in the studio and he's like going crazy.
Yeah.
But they're not doing it for dialogue scenes.
Right. But
as much.
So someone like Meryl Streep, she likes keeping it open, and she'll even add in different emotions and stuff afterwards.
Yeah.
Like she'll be like, "Oh, I actually like kind of." She'll be like, "I'll play that the exact opposite and see how it turns out."
And you have you definitely have more freedom in a setting like that, in a setting where you're just recording your voice than you do when you're on set and everything's being filmed, and it's cheaper.
Yeah, Marlon Brando is another one that really likes.
But that's all old movies.
Word.
So I have a hard time watching them.
Yeah, I mean, I already said other cons as far as like stupid horror movie bullshit.
Yeah, it's
characters making stupid decisions.
This movie is dumb, but it's like a good kind of dumb.
It's not a lazy kind of dumb.
No, it's definitely not lazy.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised by that as I watched it. I went in thinking I was going to hate it.
Do you know the character that fucking Brad Dourif plays in Lord of the Rings?
Wormtongue?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the gross looking dude that like corrupts that king. Or not, he doesn't corrupt him, but he's like the king, the gross king's like right-hand man.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know Lord of the Rings as much.
I might be completely wrong about this, and if I am, I'm going to get an angry text from our friend Paul.
Right.
But I want to say that Wormtongue was either created for the movie. No, I'm lying. That was the dude in The Hobbit. The dude in The Hobbit from the village was created for the movie. Never mind. Wormtongue's in the books. I've read the book one time, but that dude's in the book.
You read The Hobbit, or you read
both? I've read them both one time. But yeah, the dude in The Hobbit was created for the movie. The dude Wormtongue is actually in Lord of the Rings, the book. He's there, and he's like he's this king's like right hand man, and he keeps like he's whispering in his ear bad advice,
right.
And they kind of he's like a representation of evil kind of in the book. So he's real.
Yeah, I just like when I saw it on his IMDb credits, I was like, I don't remember that fucking character at all.
I think if you saw him, you would.
I remember like the major characters. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, obviously.
Frodo.
Legolas? Gandalf? Gimli?
Gamgee.
Albacore
the White.
Albacore. It's Gandalf the White.
Yeah,
I literally said it already.
Oh yeah.
It's Sir Ian McKellen the White.
All right, dude.
You have any more thoughts on Child's Play?
On Child's Play? No, I like it.
I liked it more than I thought I would.
Mm-hmm. And this is by far like the best film in the franchise.
I don't know if I'd ever watch it
again. I wouldn't want to watch it like until like maybe next Halloween or something.
Yeah.
Like I would.
Why would you watch this? Not around Halloween. Like not that horror movies can only be watched in October.
Right.
But come on.
Right.
What are you seeking out Child's Play for?
But yeah, I don't have anything else for it.
Yeah, me neither. Let's get out of here. We've got special shout out for our friend Jameson. Today's Halloween, but more importantly, it's your birthday, and we love you.
It's your motherfucking birthday. It's your motherfucking.
Happy birthday, dude. We love you. And next week, our spoiler episode is going to be Daredevil. We're going to finish up watching season 3 of Daredevil. We're going to talk about all of it. Seasons 1 through 3, baby.
Yeah.
Spoilers for everything. I'm really excited.
Damn.
I love
That's
that
going to be a
show.
meaty episode.
Yeah, I love that show.
A lot of meat.
Meat.
Yep.
Meat. We have the meats on Daredevil. This is getting bad. We need to wrap this up. All right. Find us on YouTube at The Chris and Kyle Show. Find us on all podcasting platforms, Chris and Kyle Show. Find us on Instagram. Find us on Facebook, The Chris and Kyle Show. Find us on Twitter at tcaks pod.
Find us on the street.
Find
Come
us
talk
on
to
the
us.
Street. Yeah.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
Oh.
I just meant like we're.
Oh, like if you see us, we're
approachable.
approachable people. We're not famous.
Yeah.
That would freak me out if someone walked up and was like, "I watch your podcast." I'd be like, "Oh,
yeah,
what?"
that would be. Yeah, that would be creepy.
that'd be jarring. And don't forget, guys, tomorrow, November 1st, is the beginning of NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month. And we're going to do our best to hit the goals there. Try to go along with us, 50,000 words in a month. It's going to be it's going to be a doozy.
Yep.
Best of luck if you're joining in. Let us know with progress and stuff. Hit us up if you. I think the more communal encouragement that you get, the easier. Like if the more people that are like, "Hey, I hit this today. How are you?" You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I feel like the more communal encouragement, the better everyone can do.
Yeah, for sure. Also, if you guys have opinions on Child's Play.
Oh yeah, comments in the YouTube. Hit us up on Twitter or Facebook. Comments on the Facebook video. Anything. Just we want to hear from you guys too and what you think as well. This is not a one-sided relationship. Unlike this relationship, it's all him. I don't get anything out of it. What?
This got to a weird place.
Sorry. We out.
We out. Stay weird.